fingers are still going. We got a new episode today. I'm here. I'm Felipe, and this is our co-host Jamie right here. And today we have a special guest, Danny Torres. Let's welcome Danny.
Let's go. Thank you. Exciting, man.
Danny, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I've known Danny maybe I gotta do the math now. 16 years, almost 20 years.
Yeah,
some shit
20
like that.
years, yeah.
Wow.
We definitely have an interesting past and how we came together and shit. Right?
I want to hear a little bit about what Phil was like 16 years ago, bro.
Yeah. Listen, there's some growth in there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For both
everybody.
of us. So before I even get into it, tell us a little bit about like where you from, you know what I mean? How you came to be, what do you do? Give us the backdrop a little bit, man.
Yeah, listen, again, thank you so much for brothers here to have me, man. I'm from this area. I'm actually from Belleville and from Newark, New Jersey. I live in Tampa right now, Florida. And I don't think I'm ever going to come back to Jersey. Just for visiting, just for visiting purposes. But, you know, like everybody else, man, I'm not going to sit here and talk about a rags to riches story, man, but you just hear certain parts of your life. And whether you was an employee or whatever it was, that something just switches. And whenever that is, I truly feel you just got to follow it. You got to lean into it, especially if it's uncomfortable, and just fucking move through it, man. So I left years ago, making $170K a year as an employee, that I thought, you know, everybody say you're doing really well. And I quit.
What'd you do for work?
I was a lineman. So I was a mechanic and I was a lineman for about 16 years.
For what company?
And PSC&G.
Yep.
And I was a troubleshooter for a while.
Okay.
And then, you know, just a lot of we hit these points in our lives, man, where it's just some things just change. And I always tell people, I feel like we have our parents or whoever it was that raised us mindset until we hit a certain point in our life where it's like, all right, we have to unwrap this and we have to create who we are, our identity, not just our parents or not just our, you know, grandparents, whatever it is that raised us, our environment, you know. And something just switched, man, and I quit. And everybody said, yo, you're fucking crazy. You know, you got benefits, you got this. I said, look, man, this job no longer serves my energy and where I'm headed. And that was a scary time. At the time, I still had some other businesses, you know. I'll get into that and as far as how that started and stuff like that, you know. But there's just certain points in your life. So I have key points. I was 24 years old. Something crazy happened in my life. 29, something crazy happened in my life. 35, something crazy happened. So those 3 points was like major turn points in my life.
Energy shifts, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, energy isn't the word, brother.
It's the 5-year mark. Every 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years, brother. It's coming up soon.
What's next?
And listen, when you're in the moment, sometimes it feels like an oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now with some experience, you know, like you're almost looking forward to it. Like not in the sense of like doom and gloom, but like cool, something's coming.
Yeah.
I could prepare for this new energy.
That transformation.
Yeah.
And how you accept it.
And I could look at it 2 ways, right? I could be like, oh fuck, or like there's a lesson in here. And this is how I'm gonna
Let me shed this skin and move on to the next version of me.
Fuck yeah. And everything is a lesson.
Yeah.
Like you just said, everything. And I think it's a mind frame when how everybody thinks, oh, if they feel like we was talking about before, you know, fail fast. Right? There's no such thing as fucking perfect, man. You just gotta fucking do it. Like I'm blessed right now. I'm living an amazing life right now. And it's because I wanted to fail fast. Exactly what we were just talking about this before we even started, man. You fail fast. Right, you got another business you're opening up right now. 5, you said, right?
Yeah, that's
fucking awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thank
like
you, bro.
winners fuck with winners.
No doubt about it.
Winners fuck with winners.
As you keep moving forward in your life and in your mindset and your positive output, the people that surround me now are just, they're all the same way.
You're attracting that.
You wake up with a smile. Like I woke up this morning and I just went through what I'm grateful for. And it's the smallest things to the biggest things, bro. Like the path I'm on, the track, the mindset, the mentality. That's what changes us.
Yeah.
And that's what allows us to change our environment and the people who surround us. Losers don't want to fuck with us anymore,
Exactly.
bro, 'cause
We're
they
annoying.
don't want to hear our
Exactly.
They're tired of hearing it. They tell me, they're like, yo, I get it. I don't want to hear your positive shit.
Oh my God, how many times you call somebody to talk to somebody real? You still telling me the same shit?
Yeah.
Like I gotta love you from a distance.
Yeah.
Family or
Some
not.
boundaries.
No doubt,
Because
bro.
it's like if I keep you in my circle, you don't realize it, but you're pulling me down.
Yeah. Consume you.
Yeah, I can't do that, man. So now I'm very, very tight with my energy, man. Like if your energy, if we're not vibing or we're not building, I can't fuck with you. And I tell you like that, look, I love you from a distance. I say it's a family too. I can't fuck with you.
Sometimes family the worst, man.
Oh, family fuck you first. I always say that.
They're the closest. You know what I mean?
Proximity is
You know,
power, right?
especially because I truly feel that I'm gonna say all of them. A majority of winners in this world got big hearts.
You give.
Right, exactly. We're givers, right? And givers sleep better, even though takers eat better.
No doubt.
Right?
We gotta make sure it's.
That's no doubt.
That's a good one, right?
Phil brought it up last week, man. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio now. I don't give to receive. I don't even think how it's coming
You just
back.
gotta continue.
Yes.
It's automatic. We know that it's coming back in a
100%.
different way, and the way you receive it now is different too.
100%.
Right? You see it, you acknowledge it, you feel it, you're grateful for it. I mean, it's a blessing, man.
Let me roll back a little bit because
Okay.
like D and I have a great, you know, a little bit.
Let's do it.
Me and D met like riding motorcycles, right? We was in a motorcycle club,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
And it was more like brotherhood, I think, right?
Yes.
Like I really
100%.
believe that. That's why I joined, right?
Okay.
I know that's why he joined. And you know how it is, like we cool and it like anything else, it grows and it becomes something else and
Right.
whatever, right? So like I didn't really like D, and he knows that. You know what I mean? And I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Nobody did. I didn't like anybody. I didn't like anybody.
Did you like you? I mean, that's a big part of
I
it.
love me.
All right.
but he had a guard up. You know what I mean? He's
Yes, that was the
protected.
thing.
Like I know what it was. Like now I know what it was. Back then I'm like he's an asshole, right?
Right,
And
right.
listen, and I was too, to an extent, right? And to fast forward a little bit, cool. Like we put in time, you know what I mean? And like we're in this club and brotherhood and everything, and people have different cliques and people
Right.
you fuck with, right?
Right.
And what's funny is like cool, like me and him we were just talking before, we have similar personalities. We're like probably the same person. That's why we fucking clashed all the time.
Yeah.
He's a type A and so am I, and I don't like getting orders or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like and vice versa, right? And so like but what's funny is, and we were saying it is like we ended up showing up at the same places that neither of us thought we would
bro.
show up. You know what I mean?
There are no
Bro,
coincidences.
we had it was
Both
very
had
interesting.
businesses.
Both had businesses, right? Into the similar type of businesses too, tattoo shops.
Okay.
Then one day there was an event, Rutgers, right?
Rutgers, Small Business Association.
Small business event, but this was at least 10 years, right?
Oh, this is like 08, 09.
Yeah, it's a
some
long
shit.
time.
Wow.
And we both had the same mindset, but we didn't know it. So I see him there. I'm like, "What the fuck you doing here?" And he's like, "What the fuck you doing here?" Right? So boom, we in it. Then sometime down the line, that wasn't the only thing. It happened again.
Yeah.
At a 20 Robbins UPW event.
Wow.
And I'm in one side, and I see him, and we give each other the look. And
No,
mind you,
no.
we're in the same club.
He gave me I'm gonna break that, right? Listen, before that there were other coincidences. Like we'd go out once in a while and like together, and I'm gonna say how I felt. Like I'd be like, damn, I don't want to deal with this motherfucker, and there was other people. When we went out, we had fun sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like we fucking partied, right?
Okay.
So like I knew there was something once in a while. I knew when
Okay.
I got him by himself, he was good, right?
Right.
And so like I get a text. I'm at UPW. I'm in Newark Prudential Center, 13,000 people. It's my first time. I get a text like, turn around. And I'm like, why the fuck is this motherfucker? And I turn around.
I can't remember that.
Now I'm even more awkward because I'm like, this nigga right behind me the whole time. Like, gonna look at
That's
me,
your
right?
first one?
It's my first one.
My
And you
first
were
one, too.
solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I was solo and
yep.
he was too.
I mean,
Bro, and we're in the same seating.
come on, bro. You're in the
This
same
isn't
fucking
like-
row,
you know what I
like
mean?
same, like,
Fucking-
it's
I think it
inter-
was like 17,000
Dude,
people.
it was
The whole
international.
stadium.
come on,
Yeah. And that and again, it's like, you know what I mean?
bro.
I don't believe in coincidences, shit like that.
They
happen.
don't. They
And so
don't
like,
exist.
and from then, first I'm texting like, yo, you believe who the fuck is here? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, something happened.
You know what it was? Because I during the club time, man, I was always a head figure. I was always a boss.
Okay.
So I had my guard up with everybody.
Okay.
It was hard for me to like. That's just if you don't run like that, and then when you're in that type of world, man, like you get caught up.
No doubt.
It is what it is. So I had to have that. Like this is my identity, right? So it's like people knew, like he said, yo, behind closed doors, like yo, and but no, regardless whether we argued or whether we didn't, when we went out together,
Yeah, we're one.
we're one. Like nobody fuck with us. Like if you looked at him wrong, no, it's a wrap.
We always won.
Yeah, we always. You know,
Winners win.
yeah, fuck yeah.
No matter what you're doing, right? But now you're pointing in the right direction.
That event, that UPW event. So that was the one event that was 29, 30 years old. That was the one event.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, it was 35, 36. That was about 6 years ago.
No, it was 2018. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Whatever the math is.
Something like that, right?
17 or 18.
Five.
Everything's
It was
blurred.
17.
If it was 18, it's
It's-
5
So
years.
that was one of the big pivotal points too.
Okay.
'Cause the one prior to that, I was 24 years old and I bled to death. Right, I died. I went into the hospital. They I coded for almost a minute. They hit me with a bolus in my heart to bring me back, like a adrenaline. And I had to get 10 pints of blood, 10 pints of platelets, real numbers. And then when I woke up like 2 days later, because I was in a short coma, I couldn't see. I was like fucking blind because I lost so much blood. And when I finally got up, they was like, "Oh, you got leukemia. You got 2 years to live."
What?
And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" I didn't tell nobody. Half the club, nobody knew because I was real.
Later.
Yeah, I was.
What
real
happened
quiet,
to
right?
get you into the hospital?
Oh man, that's an interesting story. You ready
I
for
mean,
that?
I'm
We can
ready
play that,
for it, bro.
play
We're
that.
here, man.
So every man in the world wakes up with a fucking heart on, right? Okay, well that morning,
God willing.
You didn't think
that's what I said, right?
You're
So
good.
that morning, that's what happened. I ain't thinking nothing of it, bro. And I'm like, all right, something ain't right. This shit ain't going down. Trying everything, right? Making phone calls, like, what the fuck is going on?
Making phone calls.
Yeah,
he
like, yo,
said.
come on over. So I go to work, and I was a lineman, so I'm in the bucket. I'm up in the air, and I'm like, yo, so it's like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm like, yo, something ain't fucking right. So I call the doctor, I'm like, yo, man, something ain't right, blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, we got to get you in. So I went, he sent me to a urologist.
Okay.
And so I went straight over there, and I'm telling him what's going on. And the first thing is like, oh, are you taking drugs? Are you, did you do any, he said cocaine, Viagra, and some other things. I said, yo, doc, like, I was boxing, actually. I was training for a fight. So I said, yo, man, like, I'm training for a fight. Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, I don't have nothing in my system.
Clean as can be.
Yeah, right? And he says, have you noticed anything different? But I said, well, I just been losing weight faster than I've ever have. So I knew something wasn't wrong because I went to the doctor's prior to, like 2 weeks prior, because I had a lot of pain right here, which found out that was my spleen. But the doc didn't know that. He was like, oh, you're just training too hard. I'm like, nah, something ain't right. Your body knows. Always fucking listen to your body.
No doubt about it.
So anyway, so I'm in there, and he starts giving me these fucking needles with like these like saline substance to try to get the blood clotted, to try to loosen the blood up.
Yeah.
That wasn't working, so they had to give me an emergency surgery. I had to walk over to the fucking hospital right here in Claremont. I had to walk over to the fucking hospital, and then they got me standing there like a fucking retard in the thing. I'm like, listen, lady, you got to get me in a room, admit me, blah, 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 blah. Like, this man said, if they don't do the surgery now, I have a possibility in my entire life not getting a fucking heart on again. Like, we got a fucking problem. So I say that. Everybody.
You understand the severity of the situation.
Yeah.
Let me break it down for you.
I'm already angry. I'm not fucking angry.
Yeah. My life's on the line, but more importantly.
Oh my God, bro. So because it was important, it wasn't paying attention to me. So I fucking, and everybody was like, oh shit.
Okay.
So anyway, so they get me in there, they did emergency surgery or whatever, and it was called prior prison. They had to take these 2 fucking straws, like drink straws, right? But
Right.
they're metal. And they literally stick them to the top of your fucking cock, come down, let the blood fall
Oh
out.
my God, bro.
So that night, what's crazy is as they're pushing me to do the surgery, my mother, who's a nurse, she was there. She didn't know I was in the hospital. She just sees me getting pushed in the fucking hallway. And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, shit.
I gotta explain this.
Yeah, I gotta explain this, right? But yo, thank
shit.
God she was there, bro, because that night, she changed my sheets 6 times, bloody sheets. I wrote all about it in my book, which 10 years later, I ended up writing a book and started telling people. I didn't tell nobody prior to that. And then that night I coded. 6 a.m. I coded because I lost all the blood. Yeah, and then the leukemia and all this other shit happened. And about
Because
6,
of the
7
blood?
months. Yeah, well, what happened
Leukemia
was...
from the transfusion?
No. So
Oh.
what happened was, the leukemia, I don't know where it came
They'd have
from.
to rename the hospital.
Right?
bro.
I think, look, at the end of the day, I work with high voltage for a very long time.
Okay.
So, look, can I blame that? It's a mental thought, but I
Okay.
don't know what, you never know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know my 2 chromosomes, 9 and 22, I believe they swapped, some shit like that. And I think it's from the EMF, but again, I can't prove that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that happened. Then 6, 8 months later, I'm still on chemo, bro, and I'm on a motorcycle on the turnpike, exit 12 next to Carteret, and my fucking body just cramps up and I can't fucking move because of the chemo. I'm like, man, I literally couldn't move, so I roll over. I go to the right hand lane, I clutch down, I just fucking roll the bike, and I'm like, I ain't doing this shit no more. So right from the highway, bro, I called my oncologist. I said, man, I'm not fucking taking this shit no more. He says, what are you talking about? Like, you're doing pretty good. I said, you told me I got 2 to 3 years to live. He says, well, you're doing better. We didn't know the pill was gonna do so good with your body, blah blah blah, all this shit, right? Because my levels, what happened was my blood count. The reason I was so clotted was your regular was from 4,000 to 11,000. Mine was 444,000, right? I was walking stiff, right? And he's telling me this, because this is what's gonna happen if you get off. I said, bro, you know what? I'm gonna do it my way. Like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna fucking die my way then. Yep. So I went completely holistic, bro. For 2 years, nothing but plants, herbs, vegetables, spices, fruits. Straight up, no drinks, no food, no, that's all I did, bro. And 18 months later, went into remission. And I'm still here 17 years later.
And you live your life like that. I see a lot of
Yeah. So I live 80-20, right? So 80% of my life, like throughout the week, I work out, eat right, clean, work, And on the weekend, if I want to go out and splurge on some good food or whatever the case may be, then that's what I'm going to fucking do.
Let me ask you this. Where did you get the idea and the concept to go clean like that, to change and go holistic?
You know what, brother? I've always been a stubborn motherfucker. And
it saved your life.
Yeah, because in my mind, I was like, all right, there's got to be another way.
Right.
So I started searching up other people that has healed themselves with different cancers, disease, whatever the case may be. I'm like, all right, there's something here, And I started ordering I ordered shit from different countries, from Africa, Jamaica, Ecuador, Costa Rica, China, anything that had to do with something that killed the cancer cell. I was like, I'm getting it. And I just mixed, bro. I was mixing things up, throwing up. Like, I didn't care. I was like, oh, this is going to kill it. And I was doing some crazy shit, bro. But that's why I got into the whole spiritual side of things. I got into energy work. I got into plant-based medicines, ayahuascas. I got into all types of shit. But it all started with that. And when that happened, when I came out the hospital, that was the first year I opened up the shop. When I came out the hospital, my daughter, she's about to be 18, she was only 14 months. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, damn, man, like, I ain't fucking going nowhere. They brought her to me in the hospital and she put her head right here, bro. There's a picture of it in my book, man. And her little fingers touching my face. And babies know, bro. The babies fucking know. Yeah, man. And I'm just like, yo, like, I was like, I'm not going to, I kissed her. I started bawling. I said, baby, I'm going to be here when you walk, right? To teach you how to ride a bike, your first day of school, blah, blah. And I just started throwing these things out, from teaching her how to drive, like everything. And God, bless, I'm still here and I've done all that. But that gave me a drive because I was like, look, if I continue on a project that I'm doing right now, when am I going to leave for a fucking job? Right? And that was the first thing that hit my mind. I was like, damn, what am I doing? Because at the time I was a dope boy. I was selling drugs in the street and I was working. I mean, it is what it is. I always tell people there's three things about me. Nothing to hide, nothing to offend, nothing to prove. Nothing to defend, nothing to prove. So that's the way you got to live your fucking life.
It's easy.
You ain't gotta do no work.
Yeah, that's me. You find out what you find out.
That's
like,
it.
I'm good where
That's
I'm at.
it.
I'm not apologizing for nothing.
And we use our story.
Yeah, that's the thing. Use it
to
as a
help
tool.
everybody else.
That's exactly right.
It's an asset now.
Yeah,
it
bro.
is.
Yeah,
And you look back on it, and the only thing I can think of is you needed that experience to change your whole life.
I am so blessed I went through that shit. Because let me tell you something, man. I have helped numerous, hundreds, probably thousands of people heal some type of disease. Mostly from up here. Mindset is everything, because once you allow it to beat you, it won.
No doubt.
But that's just like everything in life, right? Everything that you go through, bro, any adversity that you went through, from when I was a kid, living in the fucking shelter for a little while, or in the streets, or when I went through bankruptcy at 29 years old, 1.2 million, lost every fucking thing. People didn't know that in the club. I was sleeping in the club. Brothers like, yo, what the fuck you doing here all the time? Right? So there's things that you go through in your life, man. You got to embrace the fuckery. Because that right there is what's going to build you, your character, and take you to the next level. If we have not gone through what we have went through, we would not be able to serve other people at the level that we're able to serve them. So I'm fucking blessed, and I thank God. People are like, how the hell you think, God, you went through that? Because how would I be able to help everybody else if I didn't go through that shit? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't go through what the fuck you went through, how are you going to be able to empower and show other people, like, yo, this is what the fuck you can do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know much of your story, right? But I know his story.
Right.
But it's like, I'm sure you got stories in there, brother, that's going to empower somebody else to move the fuck. Bro, and all, that's just that one word, that one phrase, that one person. Bro, I get phone calls, man, that gives me the fucking chill sometimes. The people that suicide cases. I'm going to kill myself. I had these three military guys, because I run this big men's event, men's retreat event, right? And these three military dudes, ex-Marine cons, retired. Recon Marine, I'm sorry. And they pulled me to the side, bro, and they're like, Danny, we want to thank you for bringing us here for this event. Just the other day, we was on a three-way talking about how we're going to kill ourselves because we no longer have a mission.
No purpose.
No purpose. Yep. You know what I mean? I'm just like this shit right here is fulfillment, bro. Like, we doing God's work. That's what I always said. I'm God's gangster. You can say whatever you want. And they be like, oh, you doing this, you doing that. I'm not into church. I'm not into shit like that. But right. I'm God's gangster. I'm doing shit that other people are scared to fucking do.
So let me chime in. So, like, it's funny, we talk about it, but, like, you speak a different language.
100%.
It's cool. Did you hear what he said, like, disease? He's like, dis-ease.
Yes.
It breaks down words.
I hear a little Dr. Sebi in there, bro.
I didn't even know who he was until like a year ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like, break it down, like, the language you speak, do you know what I mean? And also your we're very similar. We speak very direct. We don't hide. We don't sugarcoat.
Yes.
Like, it is what it is.
Yes.
Masculinity.
100%.
Bring it down. I know you've always been like that in the sense of that, but I think you found the language or educated yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So before I was I don't want to say too direct, but I was direct with not a higher vocabulary sense, where I hurt people's feelings. But I didn't do it intentionally. It was just like, this is what the fuck it is.
Right.
But now I'm able to articulate and break it down to like, this is why.
Now it's based on fact.
Yeah, you
Right?
know what I'm
Like,
saying?
You
Like,
have a
this
different approach.
correct,
The same result or the result you want, but
Yes,
like,
100%.
You're going to be able to affect more people that
Yeah.
way too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
When you speak the language that they understand, you're going to get them on your team a lot faster, right?
110%, bro.
That's the
Like you
bottom
say, you
line.
treat your team good, your team will treat you better.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
You take care of your employees, your
So
employees
that
take
right
care of your
there, man,
business.
is something that I believe everybody should go through some type of adversity. Some shit in your life, just whatever it is, embrace it. When people call me and say, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, I'm like, good. What do you mean, good? Bro, just relax.
Right.
Everything's happening to you for now. Something's going to happen in the future that you're going to be able to use this. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see that. I never saw that. I was always like in my head, always ego. My ego allowed, my ego was running me. Right? And the Tony Robbins event that we went to, you know, people say they changed their life. The Tony himself, he didn't change my life. The event, the environment is what really like, holy shit, because that same year is the year that I left my job, is the year that I retired from the club,
me too.
right? Yeah, like that same year, everything happened. But what's interesting is that where Prudential Center is at downtown, right?
By the way, the new spot's 4 blocks away.
Nice.
Bro,
Let's do it.
Walking distance, bro.
New restaurant. What's the name of it?
Kinjo.
Kinjo. Let's go.
Let's go. 155 Washington Street. Newark, stand up.
Drop the phone number, bro. That was good.
But environment's everything. So that one of the biggest things that hit me there, yes, my environment and the people. And the first day I was there, everybody's like, and I knew my energy was like fucking everybody up because everybody's just looking at me. You know, and you ever go to the event, you already know high five and this and that. And I'm like, don't fucking touch me. I'm like, I don't know you.
Right.
But then I was like, damn, Danny, like that's fucked up. So the next day I went and I sat with the same people and I said, look, I give you permission to like curse me out, whatever the fuck, like I want to play full out.
Break me down.
But I'm not used to this.
Right.
I wasn't used to that. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. I literally grew up down the block across the street before any of that stuff was built. So there, remember there was a fire station right there.
Yeah, Mulberry.
Yeah, right. There was a fire station right there, a couple abandoned homes. It was a smaller parking lot. It was just a lot of drugs and shit in there, right? So here I am. I'm at this event. There's thousands of people, and they're high-fiving. You know, I'm like outside. I'm like, yo, am I really in the same area right now? Like this is really life. Like people are out here. There's good people in the world, because you're so stuck. Everybody's so stuck on the one city that they live in, not knowing that there's so much outside this world. And that was another thing that fucking shifted me big time, bro.
We talked about it just before we got on the air. Energy shift.
Yeah, energy, bro. 100%,
Energy
man.
shift.
100%.
Yeah,
So that
Newark
was
is a
another big
totally
one,
different
man.
environment now, right?
Yeah, man.
And it's because you're looking at it differently too, right?
Big
Perspective is huge, man.
And sometimes you're looking not while you're in it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You step aside. So like, cool. You got the mindset. Certain things happen in your life. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people, it's weird. I get people that are like, it's easy for you because you went through some fucking.
Oh,
trauma.
and I can't stand when
And
people
I'm
say
like,
that.
it's not. It was voluntary. Like, you know what I mean? Like mine was, not yours, right? I'm like, you ain't got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to go through shit. But the other thing too is like, tell us a little bit about. I know, but they don't know like how much you personally invested time, financial,
Oh
whatever,
my God.
and seminars. What you did after that one. You know what I mean? Like how you
Yeah.
went full in and
Full in.
yeah.
So at that seminar, you know, I was making some good money. I had a couple small businesses, but I wasn't making it like that, you know?
Right.
So at that seminar, he has a whole package, right? That you can buy into, I think it's like 4 or 5 more events that you can go to,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. I've always been a person, like we was talking about, I'll jump in and say yes. I'll figure the shit out. Everybody always says like, oh, but how do I do it? Fuck that. It's the who. It's the who you need to become. So I jumped right in, and I remember I was at the table, and they're telling me, I forgot how much it was, and at the time, now it's obviously a little more now. I even went to the business mastery in Netherlands. Like I did them all,
Yeah.
right? And then I was like, here, I'm in. And then I gave him my credit card. And then I said, wait, here. I gave him another credit card. I gave him my debit card. Right? And I'm telling you, I was like, take as much as you can take from there. Take as much as you can take from there. Take as much as you can take from there.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, can I get some more money? All right, boom. I think I had to get like another 15K or something like that from him. Bro, and I went balls deep. I went all in. The biggest, Warren Buffett says it all the time, right? The best investment in this world is in yourself. But at that time, I didn't know. I didn't know who Warren Buffett was. But all I knew was that there was something pulling me that I was like, D, you have to stay here. You have to be in this environment. If you really, really want the next level of your life, this is it. This is the beginning. And that year, that 13 months, should I say, I went to Tony, I went to Brendan Bashar, I went to John Maxwell, I went to Landmark, I went to Next Level. Like, I did every fucking thing that I can possibly see that had to do with some type of personal development, bro. I did it that year. I probably spent maybe $150K that year alone. Just on, I maxed every fucking card out.
And no job. You left your job.
Yeah, I left my job.
You left your socials.
I left my job. I left my stuff. He's absolutely right.
That became your new job.
And that's just what it was. Like, I was okay with like just walking away. I didn't have to be a boss nowhere. That's who I am in my heart. I didn't have to be have money in the bank because I knew it was gonna come to me. So like I believed all of this shit, and you have to, right? You have to believe it, bro. And the time I spent investing in myself. That year, bro, it made me a better man. It made me a better father, right? I mean, oh my God, my daughter, this hurt my feelings a lot. Like, it hurt me bad. And it happened that year, too. She gave me a birthday card. And in a birthday card, she drew out stick figures. And she drew out me, her, my dog. I had a box in my hand, which was a phone. And then there was a picture of the skull, but I didn't know what it was. Yeah. And I was like, baby girl, what is this? She was like, well, that's me and you, but every time I'm with you, you're on the phone with the club. Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. Right? So between that, I had just got a letter that they had my phone number on tap for a whole year.
It's starting to go down.
Right? Everything is just starting to come. I get phone calls from some, I can't say too much on here, but I get phone calls from people. Listen, they got your face here. They got this. They got that. They're building a case and all this other shit. And lawyers, money, a lot of shit facing like 20 fucking years. And it all happened that year, bro. And I was like, I hear you loud. I looked up, I was like, I hear you loud and clear. And I just completely like, I'm done. My daughter needs me. My youngest daughter had another daughter now. And everything just changed, bro. Every fucking thing. You know? I think it was I don't take nothing away. Like it is what it is. Everything that with the past has built us who we are. The leadership that I've gained, right, and that we gained from the club, make us who we are today, right? Everything that you do in this world, you know.
Yeah. Total transformation year.
Yeah. You kind of learn what's real and what's not real too, because environment-wise, the way we grew up, like different places, but kind of ended up in the same. And when we're in the club, it's like this. Your outside world's very small.
Yes.
It's a concentration of politics and shit like this, and then you start living your life like that. But there was always something I know with me, and I'm sure with you. I'm like, there's something else.
Yes.
There's something else. There's something else calling. And I don't think it's a coincidence that year a lot of shit went down, and that's when we kind of like stepped away. You know what I mean? Plus all the other stuff. And it's cool. But like, here's the thing, right? And the reason I was asking you like what you invested, right? Time, money, whatever, is like it's always a continuation. You always continue.
You're never stopping.
You're never like, hey, I'm done. It's like more and more in just different areas. And now you're more. How'd you transfer? Let's talk about like your business a little bit and kind of like what you do.
Yeah. So again, I've always had some type of small businesses. After my daughter passed, oh my God, after I passed and came back, and when my daughter was a baby when I was in hospital, that's what so I was like, all right, what am I gonna leave her? I can't leave her a job. So I opened my first tattoo shop, and then another shop, and
Where?
then just one thing on Broad Street in Newark.
Okay.
And then I opened the one in Belleville. I bought one in Belleville. And then just one thing to another, this thing, that a facial, like a beauty place, and just a car wash, nightclub in Orlando. Like I just started moving around.
You still have some of these businesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've sold some of them, and I got others. But I for me, creating the financial path, should I say? Once you hit a level, bro, it's everything else that you make. It's just like, all right, well, what's next with it? So I donate a lot of my money, a lot, right? I do a lot to kids' cancer. I do a lot for underground sex trafficking.
Wow.
I've actually been in a few rescues. So my mission is the more businesses or more money that is made, it's energy. Energy, that's all money is, it's a fucking tool. And it's energy. And the more you can make of it, the more you can help other people. You know what I'm saying? So when all that shit was said and done, I went through some crazy shit. 29, 30 years old, went through a crazy bankruptcy, lost a big business. And then, you know, turn it around again. And everybody started asking me, like, Danny, man, you went through this, you went through that. Like, can you help me? Yeah, sure, let's do it. Because that's pretty much what happened with the cancer. You went through this, you went through that, can you help me? And then one thing leads to another, right? So I built the business off of helping people with businesses. And then I got into the bigger things. I was like, all right, I remember I had a call, not a call, but I went to an event, and then they gave me a call after. So what do you do, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, so you do business acquisitions. And I said, what the fuck is business acquisitions? Right? And this was years ago. And I was like, how many businesses do you have at this current moment? Blah, blah. I think at the time I had like 7 or 8 businesses at the time. And they was like, okay, well, this is what you do. Blah, blah. So I learned more about it. And then I started seeing these people out here that's what they promote. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I've been doing this shit for fucking almost 20 years already. Right? Like, I could do this shit. I've turned around over $600 fucking million already. So it's just like, I could do this shit with my eyes closed. Fuck it, let's make a business out of it. So then I got into bigger things, because the same time and energy that you put negotiating or creating some type of creative financing on this deal, you can do the same thing for this thing.
It's a different level.
Yeah, believe it or not, you want to know one of the biggest.
You guys speak the same language, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You don't say school.
You don't spend a lot of time in the same room, but
we don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I'm telling you, that's the thing, bro.
Last time I was with him was maybe like 4 years ago.
because Phil's like, that's cool. You could do 10 million, but why not do 100?
Yeah,
it's the same amount.
He's like, it's the same amount of work.
Same resources. Instead of this guy, you're gonna get.
And it's actually easier.
It's easier.
I've learned this, bro. I can sit here and raise $500K with a text message.
Yeah. Easy.
But with 5 million, I can raise that with a half a text message. Mm-hmm. Like, it's easier to raise more money because now you think about it. When you're raising small capital, whether it's to buy a business, buy a real estate, whatever the case may be, you're getting 10,000, 20,000 from people, and then they're gonna call you in a month or two. Hey, when am I getting my money back? Hey, what's going on? Hey, can I get an update? When you're doing a cap raise and you're getting from $1 million people, it's like, oh yeah, just let me know when it's ready. All right, what am I getting back? This percentage?
Send me a K1.
That's it.
At the end, I just want to know what I get.
That's it. And bro, it's so much fucking easier, bro. So now which I want to say that happened maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, when I really started to transition into bigger dollars, should I say? And now I've done $25 million deals, 1 million, 3 million. I'm working on. It's funny. Earlier you said just say yes, right? And that's what we say. So I'm a person that if I want, I'm gonna go for it, right? So where I'm at now in Tampa, there's a car wash a couple blocks away that I've been wanting, and I've seen it, and I've been watching it. It's huge. Bro, I literally went in there a few times, and I grabbed the piece of paper or the receipt that they gave me. I put my name, my number, and I said, here, can you let the owner know I'm interested in buying this business, the whole building and everything, right? And I'm like, this is probably. I probably I planted a seed almost a year now, and I've done it a couple times. Bro, just a couple weeks ago, I get the phone call finally.
Ready?
I get the phone call. Hey, listen, the owner passed away. The daughter took over, and the daughter's probably 70-something years old, and they want to sell. All right, let's make it fucking happen, right? So it's like, yo, when you want it, just fucking go for it, bro. Don't be scared to ask, man.
And now the biggest thing is like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you probably don't have the money. You don't have a lot of the resources, but you're gonna figure it out.
Well, here goes the thing, right? You'll never have. Look, if you got more than $1 million, $2 million, if you got this money in the bank, you're a fucking retard.
I say it all the time.
You're a fucking
why?
idiot.
Just to show me?
Stupid. Like, that's the ego. That's exactly.
That's what it is.
I took a screenshot.
It's a safety measure. They're
yes,
like,
I took
I'm
a
good. I'm good.
screenshot of one of my bank accounts, right? It's so funny you say that. I took a screenshot of a bank account about 2 years ago, and the bank account was like 1.2 million, and I had the screenshot. I was at an investor meeting. And I'm, oh yeah, we can do it. And I wanted to feel whatever. And I pulled this fucking thing. I took a screenshot. I'm I'm ready to go. And they looked at me. I was like, what are you, fucking retarded?
Why? Why?
And in my mind, I'm like, am I doing something wrong here? Or they got some big money. And they're like, bro, we barely got 10,000, 100,000. Like, what is your zero?
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's my zero. And that's too much of a high zero. And that's when I started learning about, so what's funny is that happened around that time. I started to learn how the bank only insures up to 250K and all this other shit.
Right.
Well, about a month later, all of a sudden, minus $954,000 somebody took out of my account. Yeah. 954.
Coincidence.
Just like that, gone. Now, luckily, we was able to get it back, but gone. And the first thing the bank tells you is
not insured.
Not insured up to after
250. That's all we could do.
So I was like, all right, I split them up, put different banks, whatever. But then I was like, all right, you know what? Fuck this. Bro, right now, my mark is 100. That's my mark. Anything underneath 100 is zero. Like, that's zero to me. But everything above that, yeah, I get about the 2-3 million. Like the deal right now is 2.5. I negotiated 2.1 with the business and the real estate. The real estate got appraised for like 1.7, right? You think I'm gonna put out of my fucking pocket? No
Absolutely
fucking
not.
way. I won't put $1 out of my pocket. Not one fucking dollar. Why? Because I'm gonna make everybody else money. So I'm gonna contact, which I already got a couple people already jump in. I'm gonna contact you. Hey, listen, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want this? And it depends on how you want to give the money back, right? So, like for instance, I got one person who wants to give me 100K. All right, cool. Look, I tell you what, give me 100K. I'll give you 10% on your money. Or this person, I'll give you exactly. Or I'll give you 20% on your money. I'll give you the. Banks ain't giving you this shit. Not even a bond. What's the bonds now? I think 4%, 5%. I'm giving you 10% or 20% on your fucking money, especially if it's a quick turnaround, brother. Yeah, take my fucking money.
And you can
Right?
negotiate how long it's in there, 1 year, 5 years.
Everything is, there's no such thing as
You
this
can't wait
is a
till you
set
pull them
stone.
and do
No.
a deal.
And then you know what else is great about this, right? Which I might actually maneuver this way too. I'm not sure yet. I have a couple of different SBAs, right? Now you go SBA 7A or SBA 504. Because it's with the real estate, I could move this to up to 25 years to pay it back, right? Which you never fucking do. After about a year, you want to refinance it, go to fintech bank and get rid of that shit. But that's another thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to probably most likely for this deal, I'm gonna get the SBA, right? I'm gonna take money, whoever's gonna give me help with the down payment, right? I'm gonna take money from the SBA. So the minute I close, because I'm gonna add on for working capital, I'm gonna pay myself a 100K check.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take the other money because there's gonna be a lot of money in there for working capital. Probably tell this person or put it in a separate bank. Whereas look, this is where it's at. The money's gonna start paying you monthly, but I can still tap into it if I want.
Whatever you want. Yep.
I can move it into. I can take the whole fucking thing, move it into whole life insurance.
Yep,
There's so many ways when you learn the game, you will never go fucking broke.
Yep.
You will never go broke. So you see me on paper, I'm worth millions of fucking dollars. And you look at my bank account, you only got a couple 100K. Like, what the fuck is this? Because I'm not stupid no more. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Elon Musk, right? We just talked about it. Elon Musk said he sold PayPal for whatever amount of money it was, and he was still living in his fucking friend's basement because he had no money because he was broke.
Yeah, he dumped it all.
He dumped it all. Why? Because he invested it. So that's how I feel. I invest every fucking dollar that I can right now. I don't give a fuck what it is. I want to invest it. I'm always looking for ways to invest it. You know, one thing, Chop actually, he hit me with something recently in the messages. I was looking for a new car, right? And every year I try to get a different car, right? Whatever. I like cars. We like cars, but it is what the fuck it is. Now you got people, kids in these days in high school driving fucking scooters to school. Like, the fuck, right? So it's like, he had hit me with something.
I looked at your IG, by the way. I like.
Oh, that's
I like
cool.
that blue
That's
piece,
cool.
bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
She's beautiful, man.
So, and I love them type of cars. But I looked at a Lambo. I put an order in. I did put money for a Lambo. I told you, but it's 18 fucking months out. Yeah. You going through it
coming
too,
up.
right?
Yeah.
He's happy that it's 18
Bro,
months out.
I mean,
Give him
not,
some time to figure it out, bro.
It gave me time to figure it out.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Fuck it. Fuck
I
it.
went in. I did not. And I'm like, I got 18 months to figure it the fuck
That's
out.
I'll figure it
That's
out,
it.
bro.
Bro, and it gives you a fucking fire in your
It
ass,
gives you the
bro.
push.
And that's one thing I always tell people too, man. Like, excuse me, when you put yourself under some type of adversity, bro, you're gonna figure this shit out.
You have no choice.
And that's the way you level up. If not, you're gonna forever feel fucking comfortable. And people that, I don't have to do overtime today. I don't have to get a new business. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Because you're living a fucking comfortable life. Don't bitch and moan when you're still sitting over here and I'm over here eating my motherfucking lobster. Like, that's your problem. That ain't my problem.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he has said something to me recently in one of the messages, right? About the cars. And I was looking at Lambo and I looked at Porsche. I fucking love the Porsche. That's one, I ain't gonna lie, that's one of my favorite ones. But I took it out with my daughter. And she was like, she climbed in the backseat on purpose, and it was tight back there, right? And my daughter's tall. My daughter's only 11, but she's 5'10". I mean, she's 5'2".
Yeah.
My other one is tiny, my oldest one. But and I was like, all right. And then in my mind, I'm like, shit, this is my car anyway. I got another car we can drive that day, you know, shit like that, you know. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I said, I'm gonna give me something that's a 4-seater for now, and rock out. And I went to go see that car. And shit, stock 640. Right now it's about 810 right now because I did some work to it already, horsepower. So I'm cool, you know. I met in the middle, but he had said something about the vehicles, right, or like the watches, right? It's not about people. People think, oh, why do you spend your money on this shit? First of all, it's a fucking tax write-off, right? People don't fucking see that.
You gotta spend it somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Some people's like, oh, you know, I'm trying to do this and this and that, so I get money back in taxes. You're a fucking idiot.
Absolutely.
You're a fucking idiot.
I learned that one too.
Listen, you don't make money back if you're still making money. If they're still giving you money back on your fucking taxes at the end of the year, you're doing something
You
wrong.
fucked up.
You're not spending enough. You're not making enough. You're doing something.
You're not making
wrong.
enough for sure.
Straight up. So it's all right.
And you got a bad accountant.
Yeah, your account sucks. But it gives other people like, oh shit, like I want to be like that. I want to do that, right? And it comes to the coaching world, right? Where it's like, listen, I can teach you how to do this. You want something like that? You want something like this? I can show you. I got the fucking map. He's got the fucking map. You got the fucking map. Somebody wants to open up a fucking dope-ass restaurant, they're going to contact you. You got the fucking map. So you need to build your coaching program. You got the fucking map for that where they pay you a membership fee. And boom, you teach them. That's it, right? Same thing here, salons. You got the fucking map. You got the education already. They want to do that. Take that shit to the next levels too, right? I got the fucking map for buying businesses, creative financing. I got the map just to bring men to the next level. Why? Because the shit that I dealt with in the club, I was able to take that leadership, right? I mean, bro, I had a fucking private birthday party set up for Tony Robbins a couple years ago. He couldn't make it because he was sick, right? His son Jarrett in Puerto Rico, we went and me and a friend of mine, we helped him find a house in Puerto Rico. Like this is the community that I built now. Why? Because up here, we all had to unwrap this fucking mindset, man. But the shit I mentioned the other day about the vehicles, I know I keep going back to this shit, man. But that was one of the key takeaways when he hit me with it. I was like, damn, yo, it's true. Like, I got to step my fucking game up in cars. Because I've always liked nice cars, but I was always like, I don't want to spend that much money on a fucking car. And that's what I'm telling you, y'all. Like, every fucking day I'm growing. If we're not growing, we dying, right? Like they say about a plant, right? There's no such thing as staying in the fucking middle. And he has said that, and I was like, yo, he's absolutely fucking right. Like, I gotta get me a nice fucking car now.
Conversations are different.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
The rallies, you start like, you think it's just a car, but like I get invited to certain places, and you're like, how the fuck?
That you probably would have never got invited to prior to that.
It has very little to do with the car, actually, when you think about it.
It doesn't have to do anything with the car.
It's who's around the car.
Well, you know what it is? You know what a car is? It's a chick with big tits and ass.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Why? Because that's the first thing that's gonna get him through the door.
No doubt.
But the minute you open your mouth, then they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
Let's do business
It
together.
allows you to sit at a different table.
Exactly. 100%.
Level up.
Same thing with the watches. How many deals, how many conversations, meetings it got me, because the same type of person will look at stuff like that. And they don't say like, they'll say nice watch, but what they say is like, oh, you know how to hustle. You know.
Yes, he's got something.
This guy's got it.
He's
like, oh, how'd you get that? Won a fucking 50 car or watch, or you get a Rainbow Daytona. They're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, who's this guy?
Yes,
right? Is it status? Yeah, but it's also just saying like, you do shit, you make shit happen. They don't give this to anybody. It opens doors.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about the watch, bro? I looked at one of my old videos, and the video was probably maybe 2 years old, if that. And I was in West Palm. I just closed on one of the roofing companies out there, and I'm in the West Palm. I'm staying at the Bend, right? And now the Bend is a beautiful, beautiful, what do you call it? Autographic hotels, whatever. And I'm upstairs. I'm at the rooftop. There's a pool. There's a bar, and I'm sitting there. And I had a all black Movado on, right? I love my Movados. I'm not gonna shit on them. Movados took me a long way, right? They took me a long way.
That was a big stop.
I still got them. They took me a long way, right? So I'm sitting at So I'm sitting at the bar, and this guy next to me. And I was actually in my video or whatever it is that the caption, I actually talk shit because he had said to me, he goes, oh, he looks at my Movado, he goes, oh, you're doing all right in life. And he goes like this, he had a Rolex on. Yeah. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Right? And he's like, oh, I'm just saying, and I was like, man, fuck, do you think I give a fuck what people think, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying this stuff to him. And then here I am now, 2 years later, I got a shit ton of watches now. But guess what? There's investments anyway, because if I ever want to move money from here to another country, I just got to sell the fucking watch in that country.
Watches with you, not cash.
Exactly, right? That's another gem. Another gem. Right?
Dropping gems on them.
Yeah. So but again, now it's like I looked at this thing and we don't realize how much we fucking grow. Yeah. I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, I wrote this shit. I was talking shit to this guy. And he was fucking right. He was fucking right. But now if I sit in a room, like you said, how many times you sit in a room somewhere, you just here, having a glass of fucking wine or whatever the fuck, drink some water, eat a fucking cafe breakfast. Right? And boom, it's like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? It is what it is.
It was another form of adversity.
Yeah.
But you had to lift the veil off yourself, right? To see what it really was. What's the lesson to be learned here? That's all. And now it's an investment, right? Yeah. Now you know how to move money with it. Now it's a completely different
game.
Mindset is different, right?
Completely different game.
It also tells you, like, I didn't get into the watch game. Dave actually got me into it, my partner, right? In 2020 or some shit like that. And he was always into watches. Same thing. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I ride bikes. Like,
well, my first one was the AP.
Yeah.
That was my first one.
That's a nice
I went
job.
all in. I went all
You
in.
went from a Movado to an AB, bro.
I went all in.
Yeah, you did.
He's like, I'm gonna win this one.
That's the mindset.
But it also like now you know, right? And so you'll talk to certain people or like the energy and everything. Not just it's the watch, but it's not the watch. You're
Right,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
You see somebody young with something, like, damn, how the fuck, like, question mark pops, like, what the fuck? That guy Daniel Mack, you ever see him? He does the cars. He's like, hey, nice car. What do you do for a living?
Yes.
He ain't going up to you if you're driving a fucking Prius.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And now, by him going up to you saying that in that video, guess what? That video is going to get uploaded and a million people are going to see that. And then
See
they're
what
going to
you do.
contact you and they're going to be like, hey, listen, can I work with you?
Absolutely.
Or
Do
can I hire
business,
you
do
as a
everything.
mentor?
Yep.
And it's just a forever circle.
It pays for itself like a million times. Look, the one thing, like when I got a nice car, right? And like I knew growing up when somebody had a nice car and you went to go ask them, they tell me to go fuck off or get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And I always knew I didn't want to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to help. So like at the gym especially or some shit, they're like, nice car. And I'm like, when you getting yours?
That's it.
I can't. I'm like,
That's
no.
it.
Give them a date. When the fuck are you getting? If I could do it, you could do it.
That's how we grew
Yo,
up, though.
the smile they get and everything.
Right? We
is
had to
like-
shed that skin.
Yeah.
That's how. That was the parents' mentality
It's
and
the
their
poverty,
parents'
right?
mentality.
It's
That's
the
what it is.
reversing poverty,
I got my
mindset,
shit, but you
prosperity.
can't know about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You can't know what I got inside my house
Oh
or
my
in my
God, how many
car.
times did you get something nice and you wouldn't want to tell nobody?
Yeah.
Bro,
Oh,
I
Right?
was still doing that shit last year, and Phil's like, "Bro, you got to celebrate the small victories."
Bro, that's
bro.
what he said to me in that message.
I didn't.
That's what he said, right?
No, that
was the twist.
that
We
one
talked
thing
about the
changed
car.
my
He said, bro, you
mentality,
gotta
bro.
show it. And I was like, nah, I don't really. I've always been that
you
person.
come from
Like
the
it's like,
background of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like in a club, right? We had 3 heads in the club, and each one of us had a white Benz,
Yeah.
and it wasn't intentional; it just happened that way, right? But the reason I say that is because the other 2, they had no tinted windows. I had tinted window. I had black window. All my cars. And they was like, "Oh man, you gotta floss that. You gotta show people who you are." I was like, "Man, fuck that. I buy this nice shit for me, because I never was able to have it when I was a kid.
Right.
You know, from eating fucking no frills all the time, sleeping with fucking roaches and shit.
Right.
Like I do it for me. I didn't want nobody to see it because I always had that ugly thing in my mind. Like I didn't want to show. I didn't want this. I didn't want that. He had hit me with a fucking message, and I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker's right." I was like, "Yo, he is fucking right." And the little things, right? Bro, the little things, and I thank you for that. And I fucking thank you for that, bro, because it fucking hit me, and I was like, fuck this. And I went and bought $200,000 car.
Yeah. He showed me pictures. I'm showing him. Yeah.
He said it. It was on the first episode, I think, right? So the story behind this is I was the first guest.
Yep.
I didn't know I would be sitting here 14
co-host.
episodes
Fuck
later,
yeah,
right?
fuck yeah.
He's like, you got to celebrate the small wins, dude.
Yeah.
You're looking at it the wrong way. And I was like, holy shit, he's absolutely right.
I was telling
What am I afraid of?
I had a tough time. I don't know if I told you. I had a tough time like the first few months of this year, right? Like I had a bunch of people leave some of the businesses that I have, like key players and shit, right? And one of the girls told me, and she was like, the way she said it and very like sarcastic and shit. She's like, yeah, it must be nice. You know, maybe it's the Rolex and the cars and this. Maybe you shouldn't be showing it off. And I fucking put that in here, and I was like, first, I'm like, damn, that's fucked up, because I'm a giver. I want to help. So
Right.
I'm like, fuck with me. I'll show you how to get it.
That's it.
And I was so hurt by it, right? That it made me second guess. Like for a quick second. It made me second guess. Like this girl almost fucked me all up, where I was like, should I, like the Steve Jobs, like hide the Porsche, hide the fucking watches, what I gotta wear. You know what I mean? Where it fucked me up. And then I was like, nah, that's not fucking happening. You know what I mean? Like, that's her shit. That's her insecurities.
That's her perception.
It also made me tighten everything up. Like I fucked up by hiring her and having the wrong person on my team. The question should be like, how do I get that?
Right.
What do I got to do? Make me a partner, not all the other bullshit.
Exactly right.
But like, you celebrate the wins. You hang out with winners. You know what I mean? Everybody celebrates the fucking wins. It starts creating that energy, that circle, and it's impenetrable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The other ones could stay on the outside. You're not focused on them. You're just focused on the people that want to make it happen.
100%.
Our boy Mikey Mortadella posted the other day,
Mike's pasta.
the day twos.
Yeah.
Right? The day twos, not the day ones, not the people who were there in the beginning who saw it, the ones who are starting to come around now, because that's your energy that you're putting out.
That's a good one, the day
Like,
twos.
Like you're my day two,
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I
I'm
mean?
not
The
there from
people
the
who I
beginning.
met in the last year or two, bro, have changed my whole life. They've changed my own outlook. They've allowed me to level up inside myself, which is the only place that really matters.
Yeah.
You know, it's that outward love, that outward positivity. People who celebrate with you.
Yes.
The ones who are looking at you like, hide your watch.
Yes.
I'm not fucking with you, bro. I'm sorry.
They once keep you trapped, right? It's like the word loyalty, right? In the hood, loyalty and respect's fucking important.
Yeah.
In quotes,
Sometimes
right?
it gets you.
And then you're like, what are you loyal to? Like, if you're a good person, I'm just gonna fuck with you. I don't need no conditions or anything like that.
Exactly.
Like, I don't owe you. We're not keeping score, right? So sometimes the day twos are even more important because it's a time shift in who you were and where you were at, right? You can't just keep holding on, like it sounds cool. Like, you're my day one. Like, yeah, if you've grown with me. If not, like you said,
exactly. And you know what's funny in business, relationship, you said everything is relationship.
It's all relationship.
And you grow apart. Mm-hmm. You grow away. Like, that's just what it is, man. Everything. And you gotta accept that shit, man. And you know what's crazy, man? Like what you had just said, man, about day twos. So many of us assume that others, when I say us, I don't mean just us right here. I'm not talking about in general. Some people need permission to play full out, or you need permission to show that you got nice shit, that you made it, that you made it out alive, basically, right? That you're doing great now, you're able to help people and bless people, and fuck that, man. Give yourself permission. You know, like give yourself.
You're 100% right.
Fuck that, man.
At some point, you got to take control of your destiny and what you want to do. It's not up for grabs. You know what I mean? It's not luck. It's not none of that. Listen, we talk a lot about that, and Jamie too. Like, everything that I get, it isn't like I manifested. I drove by the house that I have. I fucking drove by the car that I have. I drove by the girl that I fucking got. You know what I mean? Like, I know my life is planned the fuck out. I know the next house I'm moving to.
That's right.
I know I'm getting a private jet. I know what I'm building.
That's right.
I know where my company's going, and I believe it, and I know it, and I'll surround myself with you and people that support me. Not the guys that are like, you're too ambitious.
Yeah.
Maybe you should like.
Yeah.
And I had some of those.
Yeah.
And again, you second guess a little bit, and then you're like, listen, man, it's not the way I'm built is just different. You know what I mean? Like, you could close your eyes and visualize all that shit.
Yes.
I know what color it is.
And it's real.
Yeah. You know how he says it. Like,
that's the important stuff.
Or is it close? Is it black and white? Or is it color?
How do you feel when you're sitting inside that jet?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, like, look, this is my first time on a private jet last week.
Oh, that was
look at this smile on his face.
I actually had a private jet company.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. My partner, she tried selling it behind my back.
Oh wow!
And it just took a shit. But yeah, elite flight club. I actually had one. That was the best fucking time. When I saw that, I was like, fuck yeah.
So and I didn't pay for it, right? I got
even better. No wonder you're smiling, bro.
I was smiling, right? So my buddy does security.
But now it's law of exposure.
Well, that's it, right? So he does security for Central C, and he opened up for Drake, right? So
nice.
On tour with him, and we were busting his balls, right? Asking, and it's like, yo, get us tickets. Not expecting. He's like, all right, cool, I'll work on it. And we're like, this is Thursday. We're like, yeah, whatever. Thursday night, he's like, all right, you're good. Just book your flight. And now you know how it is. You got your day packed. And I say, yes, because my buddy put it, Antonio. And he's like, you're going? And I'm like, yes. Like, yeah. And a little bit of me is like, I hope it doesn't happen. Not I hope, but like, if it doesn't,
you're okay.
I told my wife right away, I'm like, something might happen. But I presented it to her like, listen, there's an opportunity for me to learn how to do that shit. Go. I don't know where I'm going to be. It's just all in,
say
right?
Yes.
All in, say yes. So I went, and it's crazy because it's like there's no security. You just walk up. And I'm like, holy shit. Exposure, right?
Yeah.
It's like convenience. It's time. Yeah, it's a private jet. I get it, but it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Game changer, right?
Everything that comes along with it.
And I got back in less than 24 hours, another jet, right? And it's like, cool. The exposure is like, how do I make this shit happen?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't touch it, it's the same thing. Like, once I'm on the jet, now it's a wrap. Now I'm that much closer to fucking being on one. You know what I mean?
Tastes good, doesn't it?
And you can get the empty legs for pretty fucking cheap.
Yeah. No, then I start doing research. Now I know what it is, how much it costs. You know what I mean? You start like looking at it like that. You look at things differently now. Because once you're there, or you could do it, or you see a friend that does it, that's why you got to be surrounded by people
That's exactly right.
way better than you at a different level. Because you're like, damn, I actually know him, and he's worth $500 million.
Yes.
Like.
Right, that's what gave me the drive for that company, to create that company, because that wasn't one that I bought or anything. I had met her at the Tony Robbins event, Business Mastery, and we had did something else together. And then it was like, oh, she had a pilot license, she wanted to get into this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, what you waiting for? Let's do it. And she's like, I don't even know where to start. I said, just fucking start. Bro, I bootstrapped. I literally went to every fucking private airport in Jersey, New York, Connecticut, probably half of PA. And I literally knocked on doors and all these private things. Listen, this is who I am. This is the name of the company. We're looking to get this, blah, blah, blah. If you got any planes available, we're going to start selling the empty legs, blah, blah, blah. I took trains here and there. I bootstrapped for like 6 months this fuck company, bro. And I built it up to about 17,000 planes we had. Where it's like, the drop of dime, I need a phone call. Boom, here, I need this. Here, I need this. Matter of fact, talking about Paris, France, right? Bro, I had to fucking connect $2,000. $2,000. And you need one here, $2,000, just go to fucking Paris.
What?
Bro, it was fucking. I still got some of the connects, but yeah, but she tried selling it behind my back, and then some shit happened, blah blah blah, and whatever. I got a little something off it, but yeah, that right there, I mean, when I walked into a couple of these places and the people that I met, I was like, oh, I got to do this. I didn't know shit about fucking planes. Now, have I started actually getting my pilot license? Yeah, I got like 20 hours in, right? But because of that, because the minute I got into that first one, I was like, I want to be this. I want to be around this. Fuck this. Because like you said, it's not just, people think, oh, you're crazy for spending money on a private. No, you're not. Because guess what? The time. We are at a point in our lives where we value our time more than we value the dollar.
Yep.
And it's like, if I can do this, and that, and I ain't got to worry about 4 hours in the fucking airport or whatever it is, right? Like, what the fuck?
One more thing. So Rick Ross's plane was behind us on the.
Oh, I saw that. That was dope.
Oh, you're practicing his jump shot, right?
They shot the video for Shaq and Kobe with Meek Mill, right?
Oh, he was there for that. That's dope.
So like, and you see it, and you're like, damn, it's this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like you get that again,
It's
like
right there.
Like I'm next to him in the jet.
Right there.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm still giddy from it because it's like. It ain't the money, it's nothing. It's like, it's possible.
Okay.
It broke so many barriers, more than anything. So many patterns, so many, like, you could say, manifesting is great. It gets you so far, but the action and saying yes.
The
right?
action.
Like, I say, man, it's not overrated. Like, I say yes to everything, and then people think you're lucky. Right?
Oh, yeah, I hate that shit.
Like, you know how many of those yeses fall flat and are shit? And then I'll think, cool, but I still say yes.
Too many to talk about.
The jet worked out. You feel me?
You know what? The momentum's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just keeps rolling in the right direction. I'm excited talking about it. I saw the smile on your face. You know how excited that made me?
I saw that.
Like to see your people win. It feels better when my people win than when I win sometimes. I'm trying to get to the point to make myself feel as good as I do when I see my man winning. But like, dude, that's it right there.
Bro, I don't know if we got any more time, but one more minute. You know what's one of the biggest key things that I would love for everybody to take away too? It's not about you're changing, like you are still who you are. But I remember when I first started getting into this like different level business shit, I went and I bought a shit ton of suits. And I love suits, but I don't wear them too much no more. Because at the time, I thought I had to be all right, I have to wear a business suit. I have to do this. You ain't got to do shit. Is it good to do it in the beginning? Just, get it. Of course it is, right? You want to present yourself very well. But at the end of the day, just be you.
Yeah.
Right? You are you. I am me. You are you. And that's what makes us different and special in this world to bring to this world. And I feel a lot of people feel like they have to put out this perception of a certain type of individual, and it's not true. Because that was one of my I've never even had social media years ago, right? You never even had a picture of me. Yeah. If I saw somebody take a picture of me, I used to grab their fucking phone. Yeah. And now I'm all over the fucking thing. Because my perception was different.
That's right.
Right? So it's just like, nah, man.
You live in the right way
Just
now.
be you.
And you're proud of it, bro.
Just be you,
As
man.
well you should be.
All of that shit happens to you, man. You will attract your energy on what you put out. That's it, 110%.
So listen, before we wrap up, like, what's next, man? What's the next, big move? Don't give me the next step.
Well, I'm 20 hours in because I do want a jet.
Yeah.
That's definitely something coming up. I gave myself my birthday's in July, so on my birthday I write. So every year I write to myself, and I wrote to myself in 3 years from now I will have that jet, right? And it's gonna be blue and gold. I got the colors, like you said.
Oh, man.
I got everything in it.
Like Belleville, bro?
Oh, shit. It's a great. It's not even.
The colors, man,
The
right?
Buccaneers playing strong, dog.
But honestly, my biggest thing now, man, is I'm really, really going hard in the personal brand and coaching stuff, bro.
Mhm.
Because I'm starting to speak on stages a lot more than what I used to. We are going to talk about putting something together, mastermind, some things monthly to help everybody else that we can do, But I would say the biggest things, man, is that, man. It's not that it's huge, bro, but it's something that gives me so much fulfillment, man. And my businesses are doing great. I'm probably gonna go fucking balls deep now on just the coaching for the personal branding.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
And how can everybody find you?
My Instagram, Danny T 2.0. It would just be Danny T, but there was no Danny T. There's a million. There's too many fucking Danny Torres in this fucking world. Change your fucking name. That's my fucking name. But Danny T 2.0 on my website, man. DannyTorres.com. Man.
Cool. We'll also put them on the credits and everything too. So cool. Listen, brother, thank you so much.
This was fucking awesome, man.
This was great.
This was awesome.
Appreciate you, brother.
This
Yeah,
was
man.
fucking awesome, man. This
Cool.
was dope.
See you guys next time. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.